What's going on, everyone? I'm live. I'm really live. I just want to do a very, very quick live stream, talk a little bit of Star Wars, just kind of rocking it old school here, solo. I just thought of this out the blue like about 10 minutes ago and just wanted to go and check up on you guys and, talk a little bit of Star Wars or whatever for, I don't know, good 20, 25 minutes, something like that. So as you get in here, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you don't mind, I would very, very much appreciate it. I see we got Mr. Pete is in the house. What is going on, Mr. Pete? I'm actually looking on YouTube right now. And when I should be looking at StreamYard. And the StreamYard comments seem to come in. Oh, now they're coming in. Okay, here we go. So Mr. Pete says, "Hey, buddy, first, yes, you are. Can I join the show? I'm only going to be on here like 20 minutes. I'm not going to be on too long, I don't think. So let me, if you're on Twitter, I'll hit you up on Twitter and I'll put you on the next live stream. How about that? All right. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you. Rhodes Rants with the $2 super chat. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate anybody that sends a super chat. I really, really do appreciate it. Said just random, I guess, just because. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mr. Pete, yeah, said that's okay. Yeah. So are you on Twitter, Mr. Pete? Because we can just send me a message on Twitter and we'll kind of go from there. This is old school right here. This is definitely old school right here to talk a little bit about some Star Wars stuff, that kind of thing. There's a lot of news here. I mean, I really could have made about, I would say, I don't know what, 3, 4 videos on just Star Wars today. There's so much news that is coming out. This Kathleen Kennedy thing. Why doesn't she seem to know that there's actually source material out there that they could have used? Oh, let me put in the chat here. Mr. Pete wants to know. I am at John TAKS on Twitter. So yeah, I just put it in the chat, Mr. Pete. I'm just really trying to figure out why she does not know that source material actually did exist before Disney had bought Lucasfilm. I mean, is she really that dumb? Is she? I don't know. I don't like what I'm hearing from her at all. I mean, she is just so idiotic. That's the best way I can put it. She is just idiotic. She's incompetent. And to be honest with you, I've been thinking about this for a while. If you know what Bob Iger said about, George Lucas, when right before George Lucas sold the company, he put Kathleen Kennedy in charge. And I think Lucas just wanted somebody in there because Lucas actually wanted control still over Star Wars, the creative process. And Bob Iger said, no, we can't let you do that. So what if he actually put in Kathleen Kennedy in there because he knew that Kathleen Kennedy would do the worst job possible, the absolute worst job possible. It's kind of like, a FU to Bob Iger, because Bob Iger was shocked that George Lucas put in somebody in charge right before he was selling the company. Think about that. Think about that. Uh, let me kind of look here in the chat. Matthew Godet is here. Mr. Pete is here. Rose Rance is here. Razvan is here. Mike Hawk Long is here. Says Kathleen Kennedy seems like she wears granny panties. Real talk with a permanent poo stain. Oh man. I don't even want to get into that. I really don't want to get into that. I don't. That's just to even think about something like that. It's a no from me. I don't even want to gauge anything like that. That just sounds terrible. um, Imagine if George Lucas sold to Fox instead. Huh. It could be less SJW. I think if he actually sold to Fox, but it wouldn't matter anyway now because Fox is under Disney. So either way it goes, Disney was going to get their hands on it. And actually, Bob Iger said years before George actually sold to him that he wanted to buy Lucasfilm from George Lucas. You know, and he kind of got hoodwinked into selling because George initially did not want to sell, but George eventually gave in. He sold. And I think George actually wanted, I think he wanted like 7 billion. I think that's what George initially wanted. And of course, you know, they settled on 4 billion. And what George actually got was mostly stock in Disney. So he's a major shareholder in Disney. So he has a vested interest in the success of Walt Disney as a whole. Now, if you look at Walt Disney as a whole, Star Wars is just a drop in the bucket. I mean, it's like minuscule. So Star Wars could fall completely on its back, and George Lucas would still be perfectly fine with Disney stock because Disney is involved in many more things besides Star Wars. Let's see here. But the Skywalker saga should have been properly finished under Fox until Disney bought Fox. Well, let's just say that they actually did buy Lucasfilm first and they put out a couple of movies. I think, I don't actually tell you the truth, I don't know how good it would have been. I really don't know. I think Fox would probably have respected George Lucas actually submitting his story treatments because I can't imagine Fox actually throwing his story treatments in the trash like Disney did. But we pretty much have seen that Disney has become an SJW factory. And George Lucas is not an SJW. He just wants to tell a story. He wants to tell a story about Star Wars. That's it. George doesn't care about all that other stuff. Disney does. So I will say off the bat, Star Wars would probably be a little bit better if Fox had actually bought it, but there's no guarantee in that. None. Rhodes says George Lucas don't want those originals to be seen anymore. Now, Rhodes had actually put out a video. He was actually speculating that there's a rumor going around that Kevin Feige could actually end up making George Lucas's sequel trilogy. I never bought into that because I don't think Disney is going to throw out Lucas's story treatments and then end up actually using them in the future. I just don't see that happening. I think it's over. Those things are in the trash. And you know, we got the sequel trilogy, so it is what it is on that. Yes, didn't Disney buy 21st Century Fox? Yes, they did. They bought Fox. So Disney owns, man, they own, think of this. Disney owns ESPN, ABC, Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios. We just said Fox, right? Yeah, we said Fox. If I'm not mistaken, I think doesn't Disney own Whole Foods? If I'm not mistaken, let me look that up real quick. I think Disney owns no Amazon owns Whole Foods. I knew it was somebody, but there's actually let's go here. There is a whole list of companies that Walt Disney actually owns, and it's a lot. I mean, it is a lot. Let's see here. There's a section here on company units. Yeah, check this out. I can't see the chat, so I'm just reading this out. They own Walt Disney Pictures, Disney Music Group, Disney Theatrical Group, Walt Disney Television, uh, Radio Disney. I don't even know what that is. ESPN, FX Networks, National Geographic Partners. Yeah, because you can actually see Nat Geo on Disney Plus. Disney Interactive, Disney Consumer Products, Disney India, the Muppet Studio, Pixar, Marvel Entertainment, Marvel Studios, 20th Century Fox, Fox 2000 Pictures, Fox Searchlight Pictures, Blue Sky Studios, UTV Software Communications, Lucasfilm, Hulu, Disney Digital Network. And we already know about the theme parks and everything like that. So that's just some of the units that they actually own. And it's a lot. Rhodes has in here says Paramount in you. I don't know. Could they actually buy Paramount? That's a possibility that they could. Could be. ABC. Yeah, I already said ABC, Mr. Pete. And I'm kind of worried about, next year, I'm kind of worried about what is going to happen in 2020 when it comes to entertainment and movies. Earlier this year, I put out a video saying that the market was down 9% from last year. And somebody else put out a video saying now it's actually 50% down from last year. Why is that? For one thing, I think Disney has the market cornered on big budget movies. All the big budget movies seem to come from Disney. They own everything. And with Disney getting woke on everything, 2020 is not going to be a good year for movies. I don't think you have any major MCU movies coming out. And MCU Phase 4 seems to be going very woke. There's going to be no Star Wars movies. What big budget movies are coming out next year? I can't think of any off the top of my head. The Avatar is not next year. Avatar is actually 2021, I believe. So, okay. And Matthew Godet says they did not buy Fox Sports or Fox News. They bought pretty much everything else Fox. Yeah, a lot. Disney is dangerous and people need to stop supporting them. The thing is, they're in everything. That's the problem. I mean, there's so many other Walt Disney owned companies that we don't know about. Let me just look here. Let me see if I can find some other companies. There's actually a list here on Title Mats that has all of the companies that Disney owns. So let me see here. That's not a good one here. Okay, here we go. List of assets owned by Walt Disney. I mean, this is a lot. This is on Wikipedia I'm looking at. And this is quite a long list. Of course, ILM, they have Marvel. Let's see here. Disney Music Group, Disney Theatrical Group. I already said that. Okay. Disney Media Network, Walt Disney Television. We already talked about ABC, Nat Geo, FX, all the ESPNs. Here it is, A&E. They have a 50% equity holding. Didn't know that. Of course, all of their theme parks and everything. Their Disney resorts. And of course, their streaming services. They're actually in Asia too. Wow, they got so much stuff here. I don't even know if I can really. I'm not even going to try to name everything they own because we'll be here all night. This Wikipedia page is extensive. Really, really extensive. I mean, it's insane. I can't even go over all this stuff. It's outrageous. Way too much stuff to even list. Now, also, there's there's more talk about this may actually be a good thing about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni basically calling the shots on live action for Lucasfilm in the future. The rumor is that Kathleen Kennedy has pinned Jon Favreau to take a bigger role after episode 9. This could be a fantastic thing. If that happens, that could be the most single best thing Kathleen Kennedy has done is to put Jon Favreau in charge. Now, how much do I believe this rumor? I really don't know. But I do think that Kathleen Kennedy is planning her exit strategy after episode 9. Because think of this. She signed last year a 3-year extension. So our contract is going to be up in 2021. There's going to be no Star Wars in the movie theater at all until 2022. So my speculation is that she'll probably step down next year or 2021. And the next big budget movie that comes out in 2022 will probably end up being Kevin Feige, maybe. So if Jon Favreau is going to be basically the de facto president of Lucasfilm, I guess his ideas are going to be coming out there. And I think Dave Filoni is going to be his right-hand man. Him and Filoni are very, very close. And I'm willing to bet if Filoni and Favreau were in charge from the beginning in 2012, that we would have seen George Lucas's Star Wars episodes 7, 8, 9. I don't have any doubt about that. That most likely would have happened. But I don't know. What do you guys think? 2021, Kathleen Kennedy walks out the door, Favreau takes over, and Michelle Redjuan is still going to be there. That's the other rumor too. She's still going to be around in charge of live action, but she's going to be working with Filoni and Favreau. So I guess it's going to be like this 3-headed monster that's going to be coming. I expect her to at least make Disney Indiana Jones 5 her last film as head of Lucasfilm. When is Indiana Jones 5 coming out? Because I really don't. And that's a movie I'm not looking forward to because John Kasdan, not Lawrence Kasdan, is supposed to be writing that movie. That's supposed to be a 2021 project. And I have a bad feeling about that in 2021. Really bad feeling about Indiana Jones 5. Not looking forward to that. Because you think of this, man. They will probably try to emasculate Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones 5. You know, there is an agenda. If Kathleen Kennedy has her way, I should say. Sith Lord, is Indiana going to be a chick? It could be. I mean, they could actually. I can actually see this happening. You know, remember at the end of the Crystal Skull, where his hat blows off and his son Mutt Williams tries to pick it up and put it on his head, and Indy takes it. I can actually see Lucasfilm actually having Indiana Jones give his hat. Let's say he has a daughter or something like that. Give his hat to his daughter. And at the end of the movie, Indy walks off into the sunset, and then you'll have something like, I don't know, June Jones or something movies. So Rose says, Rejuan is not a KK fan. Really? I didn't know that. Had no idea about that. Please know Mary Sue Ray gets Indy's whipping jacket. You know that's going to happen, though. I mean, John Caston, he is the one that destroyed Lando Calrissian. He changed him into Pando Calrissian. He's the one that came up with L337, one of the worst characters in Star Wars history. He made that character and Lando Calrissian have this sexual relationship that nobody wanted to see. Nobody. That was Lawrence Kasdan. I'm sorry, John Kasdan. Oh, man. Rose, wasn't she picked by Darth KK? I think she wasn't she? No, Bob Iger. Bob Iger picked her. But she's from J.J. Abrams' neck of the woods. You want to know how Star Wars could be great again? You want to know how it can be great again? You get Lucas involved on the stories. Let him pick the people to make the movies. It's just that simple. Have George Lucas write the stories. Other people can write the scripts. But I think you need to bring him back. To tell you the truth, I don't think George is really involved in episode 9. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I think George is pretty much on the sidelines watching everything. I don't think George is happy at all with this sequel trilogy. And we know he didn't like The Force Awakens. If he didn't like The Force Awakens, I'm really sure he didn't like The Last Jedi at all. No doubt about that. So George is just, he's on the sidelines. I know Mike Zero's putting on a lot of videos that he's heavily involved, and there's other rumors out there about how bad the episode 9 screen test and all that is, but I don't think he's really involved. I mean, think of it. If you're George Lucas, what incentive do you really have to come in and try to fix this? Episode 9 is pretty much unfixable. There's nothing that they can do because one thing, Ron Johnson basically wrote a conclusion in the middle movie of the trilogy. It was over. There's nothing else to tell. Trash episode 7, 8, 9 and start over. Yes, that's what they need to do. That's what they need to do, but that will never happen. It'll never happen. They're never going to do that. No. Oh, Mr. Pete, you hit the nail on the head. I have bad news. Billy D is dressed like Pando. That makes no sense. Why in the world are they having him wearing the Pando Calrissian outfit from Solo? Why is he wearing that? You mean after? So this movie essentially takes place a good what 30, let's see here, 36. This movie takes place like 40, 45 years. Well, from episode 3, I should say. Between Solo and now, it's like 40 years or something like that. And why in the world is he still wearing the same outfit he wore about 40 years ago? Doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe they got to pay George his residuals or something, and they don't want to do that. Because looking at Lando in this movie, I won't get that image out of my head that is not Lando. That's Pando. That's Pando Calrissian. And that just really, really bothers me that we're getting Pando Calrissian instead of Lando Calrissian. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, guys. Make sure you guys are smashing that thumbs up button. I didn't think we would get that many people in here. We got like 23 people watching right now, which I'm surprised because I just threw this thing up really, really quick. Said I wasn't going to stay on for long. And I'm not going to stay on for long, but I'll stay on for a few more minutes here. Mr. Pete says, yep, dead Supreme Leader woke. Ren is leader now. Resistance down to 15 people, and no one wants to help the resistance. Last Jedi was ending. Yeah. But apparently now, if you look at that trailer, Palpatine has an entire fleet of Star Destroyers. How in the world is the resistance going to build itself up in a year and defeat that? But they're going to defeat Palpatine in this movie. That fleet is going to be destroyed in this movie because this is the end of everything. So that the bad guys are definitely going to lose in this movie. The bad guys are not going to win. They're not going to win. So, yeah, it did feel like the end of everything. I don't know why they let Rian Johnson end the trilogy with the second movie instead of the third. And it does seem like what's going to happen in episode 9, it does seem like a retcon of 8. When Kylo has his helmet back, even though he's not wearing it the whole time. Definitely he has some kind of shrine of like Vader's helmet. Maybe it was part of his suit too, which I have no idea why. And him and Rey are going to destroy it because, he's getting redeemed. Newsflash, Kylo Ren is getting redeemed. We heard that leak was coming. He's going to get redeemed. And I really do believe Palpatine is going to kill him. But if they let Rey take out Palpatine, there's going to be hell to pay. The movie's going to be ruined because it's going to retcon Return Jedi. I just want to get past 9. Exactly, man. I'll tell you this, man. Thank God we have the Mandalorian right now, because if we didn't have the Mandalorian, Star Wars would be going out with a whimper. Even though the last episode of The Mandalorian comes out, I believe, the week before episode 9 is released, I think. Or maybe it comes out 1 week afterwards. I'm not sure. But either way it goes, Star Wars could, because The Mandalorian is fantastic. It is. I love The Mandalorian. So Star Wars could go out with somewhat on a high note because of The Mandalorian, but not because of episode 9. Episode 9 is going to be a dumpster fire. And this is the reason why. Rey is going to be the super savior and defeat all evil in the galaxy. Yeah, we know that. Okay, so The Mandalorian is, the last episode is coming out a week after. So that's a good thing, man, because I'm going to need a while to digest that bad taste out of my mouth of Rise of Skywalker. I'm only going to see it to give a review for the channel. That's the only reason why. I have no excitement level. I mean, we're less than a month away now. And I don't feel any excitement whatsoever. None. I've never felt like this. None. I'm hyped for this Friday to see where they're going to take The Mandalorian. Not episode 9. The Mandalorian is a woman Pedro Pascal is just voicing. Well, I wish they would come out and confirm that he's actually in a suit, but I'm pretty sure Pedro Pascal is in the suit. And hopefully on Friday, hopefully it's a close to 1 hour episode. No, at minimum 45 minutes, hopefully 1 hour. I don't think that we're going to get a 30-minute episode this week. It needs to be about an hour, I think. Because now I think the first 2 episodes are really kind of setting up what the season is about. You know, the first episode was about the Mandalorian getting his bounty. He gets the bounty. And then the second episode is really about, okay, what really is this bounty? So now the season really starts this week, in my opinion. Did I see the leaked photos? Leaked photos of what? Are you talking about episode 9? Because there are some leaked photos that came out a while ago. They also released some new photos of episode 9. They look kind of blah. That's about it. So, yeah, not a lot to really be excited about with episode 9. But The Mandalorian, finally, good Star Wars. Finally. I like Rebels. Mandalorian is pretty good. But outside of the movies, I'm still saying Clone Wars is the best Star Wars material, not on the big screen. Honestly, I don't think the Mandalorian is going to top Clone Wars. I don't think anything is going to top Clone Wars off the big screen. I don't think so. But I do have a lot of hopes, a lot of expectations for Mandalorian. Even though I'm much more excited to see Obi-Wan Kenobi when it comes out. Because I really like the Jedi stuff. Now, the sequel trilogy has completely messed up all the Jedi Sith Force stuff. All of it. All right. All right, guys. Well, I've been going for 30 minutes right now. I already said that I was going to go like 20 minutes. And actually, I've been going like 35 minutes. But hey, that's fine. This is just kind of out of the blue. Just want to talk to you guys. Wasn't really a big deal. Matthew says Obi-Wan Kenobi better had not be SJW. No, I don't think it will be. At least I hope not. But it is Lucasfilm, so you never know. But so far, Mandalorian is not SJW so far. That's a good thing. And actually, Rebels was an SJW, but, you know, the movies, they've been SJW. Even Rogue One, which I did like, I think was SJW from the standpoint that, you know, the rebellion, they want to get to Saw Gerrera. They want somebody to get in contact with him, but they really didn't need Jyn Erso. They really didn't. They just put her in there, I guess, because she was a woman. But it was a good movie overall. I guess that was about the only SJW stuff in that movie. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. You folks have a great night. This is just going to be a quick live stream. And I'll probably end up going live on Saturday because I know Friday is going to be Roach Mandalorian show. So I'm getting pushed back to Saturday until the end of Mandalorian. So, all right, guys, you guys have a great night. We'll catch you later.